Episode 56, Social Media Tips and Oddities.
2 years ago, I was about 4 likes away from being 2,000 likes on my business page, right? And I did a contest post. I woke up the next day to only having 1,200 likes on my Facebook page.
Oh, no.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
They took away 800 of my likers.
Welcome to the Visionary Variety Podcast, where we talk about cool stuff like photo, video, films, books, and technology. So switch on your brain and enjoy the show.
Welcome back to the podcast, guys. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode. I sure did. I'm pretty sure I listened to it at least 2 times. It was an awesome interview with Ryan Littlefield talking about some movie magic. This week, we're going to be talking about something totally different because, well, we're a variety show. We can do whatever we want. So this week, we're going to be talking about Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, social medias in general, some interesting things that we've learned to help business owners get the most out of what they're given with these social media platforms. Mostly Facebook, because let's admit it, Instagram's pretty simple. YouTube's pretty straightforward. Facebook, there's a lot going on. It's a little more complex and a lot more people on there. So mostly we'll be talking about Facebook, but there'll be some other stuff thrown in there too. And with us on this episode, we've got Angela. She's back with us again. Woo!
Hey.
So glad to have you back. Angela also has experience with doing social media, as Nate and I do for our businesses and for our art. So it should be a good episode. How's your week been, Angela? Anything interesting going on?
Just working on some editing projects, working on some weddings. So it's been
fancy.
fun. Mm-hmm.
Working for the famous Nate Gunn in Texas.
It's true. He's cracking the whip.
You got some bragging rights. How about you, Nate? What's new with you?
Not much. Just kind of like Angela, just been editing a lot of stuff, getting ready to leave town and
Cool. Where are you going?
to the beach. Yeah, I know it's cold outside, but these white folk go to the beach when it's cold.
All right.
Alrighty then. I'll take your word for it. Bring your beach jacket.
Your beach jacket.
On my end, I have been really busy with all kinds of photography stuff lately. It's been awesome. So January and February are usually really slow for various reasons, I'm sure. Haven't figured them all out yet, but it's really annoying. But now it's on the upswing, and I have got emails and messages left and right. I photographed some apartment complexes for the first time a few days ago. It was like floor plans. I'm shooting a cosplay event tomorrow and a grand opening of a fun park, like a kids climbing wall, ninja course, kind of fun place.
Well, that's neat.
Yeah, the mayor's going to be there on video for me, and it should be pretty cool, something different. And then, of course, family season is soon approaching, so I'm getting a lot of families and couples and stuff like that wanting photos. Woohoo! Finally.
I think January and February are hard months to book stuff because everybody spent all their money in November, December.
Yeah.
And then Valentine's happens and most people are not trying to have an event on Valentine's.
It gets pretty cold in January, though. Like January is our December, in Texas, and at least Central. I don't know. I always feel like January is more miserable than December.
Y'all don't even know.
What's Kentucky like in December, January?
It's cold. We've probably gotten into single digits here for our lows. And sometimes I think for a couple of days it's been the high. Yeah.
A high of what, 10?
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember the lowest it's gotten, but it's colder than what you guys get, so you can't complain. Although I'm pretty sure people up in like Minnesota and Wisconsin are like, okay, you don't even know what you're talking about. So
yeah.
Like recently they had that big freeze like through Chicago and all that stuff. People were getting frostbite and people actually were handing out gloves.
Yeah, we didn't have to deal with anything that crazy.
I just love that phrase, Arctic vortex. It sounds like so
It sounds so cool. It sounds like some sort of cheesy disaster movie.
Anyway, what else is going on? Oh, I got a Facebook memory about Vero, Vero. This is a social media program, a platform app that popped up about 1 year ago, into the limelight at least. And there was like a beta trial, and I got on board. A whole bunch of other people got on board.
And then it went nowhere.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
It went nowhere fast.
People are so excited, like, yeah, this is going to be what we've always wanted social media to be like.
Yeah.
And then it like disappeared.
Down with Facebook. And everyone jumped on board, and like it was cool. Like the cool features, cool design. but it just did not take off. And then there was like controversy with the owner. I forgot what
was
it
there?
was. Like, I don't know what it was.
Oh my
Something
gosh.
sketchy. Yeah, that did not help him. So it crumbled to pieces, and I totally forgot
Nope.
about it until now. I'm like, oh yeah, that thing.
Facebook just sabotaged them from the inside out.
Probably
Let's
they
be real.
infiltrated it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the Zuckerberg SWAT team busted in the windows. And my thing with it,
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I didn't stay on board and didn't stay active on the app was because I had no way of knowing if said liker or follower was local. Like I didn't know where these people were. And
Mm.
I don't care about having 10,000 followers if they're outside of Texas. I'd rather have 500 in my city than
Mm-hmm.
10,000 around the world. Like that doesn't mean anything to me because they can't be my
Yeah.
customers. I mean,
Right.
less likely. So I wanted local and people I was connected to, like in San Antonio and Central Texas, and there was no clue for me if they were or weren't. So that was a big no for me. All right, so let's get on with this episode. I wanted to start off with something kind of weird, kind of interesting, hopefully. You may have noticed the word oddities, kind of an odd word in the title of this podcast. And that's
Mm-hmm.
because the original idea for this entire episode was really just I wanted to talk about the weird, shady, and unfair things that Facebook has done to me. I know other people have experienced this too, but I just firsthand, I have experienced some weird things that Facebook has done, and I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
talk about them. And then I'm thinking, we can't just blast Facebook for a whole episode.
Sure, we can.
Gotta do something productive, positive. We're gonna be nice. We don't want Zuckerberg to SWAT team our windows and shut us down.
I know. I think that podcast page is stay up. We're gonna be
Yeah, that's
disappearing all of a sudden.
Suddenly everything's deleted.
We just want to fight that ginger. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so let's get started with this. So I think it was 2 years ago. I was about 4 likes away from being 2,000 likes on my Facebook photography, business page, right?
Mm.
Congratulations.
Well, just wait, it gets better or worse. So I was about 4 or so people away, and I did a contest post. And I don't know if you're familiar with contest posting on Facebook. There are rules you have to follow, and they're very
I've heard a
specific,
little
and they're
bit.
very. I don't like them. They're stupid rules. Like
Uh-huh.
No, not at all.
one of the rules is you can't require people to share. I think it's you can't require them to share the post, which is the best way to
Really?
track,
Yeah.
like who does anything. You can't ask them to tag people. You can't ask them to I think you can ask them to comment to enter the contest. You can't require people to like your page in order to enter the contest. Like these really specific things.
They must have changed that because I remember when contests were always doing that. You have to like
Yeah,
the
they
page,
used
you
to.
got to share it, and blah, 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 blah.
Well, you know
Huh.
why they stopped it? Because it was too good for the pages. That's
Wow.
just the bottom line, in my
Perfect
opinion. It was
sense.
just too beneficial. So, we got to cut that. We got to stop that. So there's all these rules, and I willingly, I knew I was going against the rules, but I was like, this rule is stupid. They're not going to notice. They're not going to care. And I'm going to be a rebel. So I required
Mhm.
people to share the post. Which the reason why I did that is because it's super easy to see
Yeah.
who has shared the post. You click on it, and it has a list of names, and it's really great.
Mhm.
So I took those names, and then I did a randomizer. I picked a winner, and they got a free photo shoot, which that person never used a photo shoot. So yeah, that was great. Thanks a lot.
Great.
Their loss. So I did it because it was the easiest route, and I woke up the next day to only having 1,200 likes on my Facebook page.
Oh no.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
They took away 800 of my likers. And I'm like, first of all, why? Second of all, how is this legal? And third of all, how'd you pick the people to remove?
That's what I was wondering, like that last one. Like,
So many
what?
all
questions.
the random people you picked, plus all the mutual friends,
Oh, no.
plus all their family.
Oh my
all the people that
gosh.
entered the contest.
Yeah.
Oh no.
There's no way for me
That's
to know.
insane.
But I did a few posts immediately following that saying what happened. And I was like, hey, can you go? This is on my personal account. I said, can you go to my page and see if it's liked? And if not, could you re-like it? Because Facebook may have removed you. And I got a good response. People were like, what the heck? And this is ridiculous. And some people were like, yeah, I know I liked it last year and it wasn't liked. So that was weird. 800
That's
likes.
so
That was my punishment.
Yeah, they took out like 40% of
Mhm.
your followers. That's
And
nuts.
those followers took me like 2 to 3 years to get.
That's crazy.
When you first start out doing a page, it's slow going for years. It's like exponentially slow, and then it picks
Yeah.
up and picks up and picks up. It's just exponential. But I was on that earlier part, from just over 1,000, and it took me about a year and a half to get back to almost 2,000.
That's
that point.
crazy. Oh my
It took me
gosh.
so long to get that back. And I feel like that's so wrong on multiple levels because people willingly click like because they want to see my
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
And if you take away the audience of a business of any kind, you're literally like docking their pay. You are disabling them from reaching and making money. And that's pretty much what
Yeah.
Facebook did to me by doing that, is they were disabling me from making money for those 800 people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like really wrong. And I'm
It is. It's messed
still bitter.
up.
It's so messed up.
Coming for you, Ginger. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, is
Nate.
Zuckerberg a ginger?
I think so. Or is he blonde?
I think he's a dirty
know.
blonde.
Oh, well, Blondie, we're coming for you.
There you go.
Wow.
So that was one thing that I noticed that was super weird. Next was what I call non-consensual unlikes. So let me explain.
Ooh.
Sounds steamy.
That sounds like something you can get charged with.
Well, I'm going to charge Facebook for it because, yeah. So what this is if you do not interact with a page of any kind that you've liked, let's say it's a band or a brand of a product, it doesn't matter what it is, a band or brand. If you don't comment or like or do anything with anything they post, Facebook says, I guess they don't care about this page. I'm going to unlike it for them without telling them or asking them. Boop. And it happens. So the way that I picked up on this was on Facebook page, within Facebook pages, there's a feature where you can invite people to like your page. And if they have already liked it, the button is grayed out. So you can't invite them because they've already liked it. So I saw a number of my close friends and like longtime fans and customers and whatnot that was not grayed out. I was like, what? I thought they liked my page. Instead of getting all offended about it, I actually wrote a few of them that were closer to me that I could trust. And I said, hey, weird question. Can you go to my page real quick and tell me if it says, like, is there a like button or is it already liked? And sure enough, a number of them said, that's weird. It's like I never liked your page, but I know I did. And so I picked up on it, and this has been confirmed by other people too. And of course, publicly, you can find this.
I remember looking at my Facebook and I was looking for a page and I was like, wait, what? I didn't like this. And then I think it may have been like not too long afterwards when I got the message from you, like, can you, what you just said, do me a favor and see if you like my page? And I was like, yeah. Oh, no, I don't like your page anymore. So I reliked it.
Do you like me? Check yes or no. Yeah, so very weird. But I've also heard, this is just like my theory. This is like pretty much legit. I mean, I've read about this online. Other places have confirmed this. So that's pretty crappy on behalf of Facebook, just deciding to unlike something without your permission or knowledge. Like, at least they could tell you. Like, that would be nice. It was like, hey, we've noticed you haven't interacted with blah, blah, blah in 90 days. Would you like to unlike the page or something?
Right.
But no, nothing.
That'd be nice of them to be like, hey, send them a, hey, remember me?
Yeah, like
or something.
That would be great. Like, I would love that to be done on my behalf. Like, if someone, hasn't interacted and they just send me a comment, like, that would be cool.
Yeah.
All right. So the next weird thing that I've noticed is if you follow me online, you'll remember I had a 60-second docs video go very viral. As of today, I think it's 740,000 views, which is amazing. It blows my mind. But immediately after that posting was going pretty viral, and it was around like 200,000, I noticed a whole bunch of friend requests. It's like every day I was getting like 20 or 30 of them.
You're like, I'm popular.
Yeah. I was like, oh, people like me. So I was curious, and I don't add people without a good reason.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not like a hot babe that's supposedly in my town and she's wearing a bikini. Not a real account. Guys, stop it. And then what's really sad is when I go to the profile to confirm it's a fake one and I see a bunch of mutual friends, I'm like, oh, guys, come on. Anyway, that's another rant for another day. So all these strange friend requests, I did a little research and I was like, well, who the heck are these people? Like, why am I getting so many? And we had no mutual friends. They weren't local or anything. Like, there was no reason why they would have added me that I could pick up on. So I think this was, what was this? Valentine's Day night or something like that, when we were not doing Valentine's because we had sick kids or something like that. I wrote a bunch of people and I said, hey, I noticed you sent a friend request. I'm just curious how you came across my profile since we don't have any mutual friends. It was very polite. It wasn't confrontational or rude or anything. I really wanted to get some honest answers. And like 4 of them like instantly responded and said, I never sent you a friend request and I don't know who you are.
Whoa, that's freaky.
Yeah. And I got a few more messages the following morning where people finally saw the message. These are not friend suggestions. These were like actual friend requests because I had like an add or delete button.
Right.
And it was under their friend request like header. So yeah, it's like Facebook's like, oh, you're viral and popular. Well, here's some people that we're gonna make be your friend.
That's creepy.
We see that they have similar likes.
And I mentioned in the message that I had a video that went viral, and I was just curious if maybe they saw it or commented or they were adding me because of the video, and none of them said anything about the video. So I don't think they were viewers of the video. And the last thing that I noticed that's strange is when a friend of mine, a personal Facebook friend, shares one of my posts. And this is when I kind of have like a semi-viral or very popular like picture or video that, maybe 10 people share, which is a lot. I'm super happy when one person shares it. But I can see the list of who shared the video and if they wrote anything or not. And I can see if my friend's shares has comments or likes on their own.
Yeah.
And they get nothing. No comments, no likes. And I don't think it's because of my content. I think it's because Facebook algorithm is, how do we word it? Lowering the priority of those shares. I'm not sure why. Yeah. Maybe it's because they didn't say anything. I'm not sure, but
I feel like if you say something about a video that you share, you're more likely to get interaction with it rather than just straight up saying, like, sharing it and not saying anything at all.
Yeah, that could have been why, but I've noticed it for over a year where there's like very little interaction, maybe one like.
Yeah, I've gotten the same thing on my art page before too. I've noticed, and I think maybe it also depends on like the user who shares the content, whether they share a whole lot of content from other pages within the same day, because if they do a lot of frequent posting, that can keep people also from seeing what they're sharing just because they're doing it so frequently. So it depends on multiple things, I think.
Well, that takes us to the bulk of this episode. We're going to talk about Facebook's algorithm, which is the feed, the almighty AI that decides what you get to see and what you don't get to see because it knows best.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be as creepy as possible because that's what this is. It's an evil AI running our life.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about algorithm. We're going to talk about tricks and tips. If you run a business page, whether maybe it's just a hobby, maybe you're a model, or maybe you do art. It doesn't matter. If you have a business page on Facebook, even some Instagram and YouTube stuff we'll throw out there, this is a great episode for you to learn how to get the most out of our limitations that are imposed on us by the feed and by Facebook's ever-changing rules. So let's get into this.
The last couple months, I've been way more involved with people posting something on my Facebook that has interaction, intentionally commenting back, and then realizing, man, I'm getting so much feedback just by manipulating the algorithm, which is interesting to think about because I got the idea from a couple of friends that I know. I'm like, man, they always get like so much interaction in just a short time. And I'm like, how does that work? So I was, like I said, intentional. But at the same time, I was realizing, I was like, man, I haven't heard from this person in so long. I'm like, how are they seeing my stuff all of a sudden? The algorithm, when it's more popular, it's now seen on like a page. Like, so if Daniel hasn't seen my stuff in X amount of months, because I'm getting so much attention and so much popularity or so much interaction, all of a sudden Daniel's going to know about what Nate's up to. And another thing that's been happening more and more, people have actually, when I was doing some research on this, was, let's say you haven't heard from somebody in 6 years, but all of a sudden you're still friends with them on Facebook, but all of a sudden you realize, I may not see so-and-so's post for a while and I have to go look at their post or like their feed. And then the next day, all of a sudden I start seeing their stuff as they post throughout the week.
You just read your thoughts, that's all. No biggie.
Yeah. Which Facebook also does sometimes with its ads.
Yeah.
So the algorithm that we're talking about, each year they update it. And just for advice, if people are trying to figure out how to trick the algorithm, don't look for videos that say tip and tricks because every couple months they update it or rewrite it.
Yeah.
But big things people have been saying is like, don't put the word like comment in the actual comment section.
Yeah. Don't say comment down below. Don't say tag a person, etc., because it will single those phrases out.
Facebook calls those specifically, they call it comment bait or tag bait or vote bait.
You know,
like,
and even say like the picture, share it around. You can't even say that, I bet.
Probably not anymore. It used to work.
No self-promotion.
Used to work. Don't promote anything in any of your posts and you'll be fine.
Basically.
I could see how that's a problem because like YouTubers say, hey, in the comments below, let me know.
Like,
that's
comment,
popular
and
to do.
Oh gosh.
But Facebook doesn't allow that kind of stuff. So don't get mistaken and mirror the two social medias thinking it's the same because Facebook is not playing around anymore, like even at all. I was talking to Angela. I was like, how the heck are we going to post some of this stuff without
exactly
getting dinged? Don't use certain text that's more than 20% of your picture on the actual like photo. I'm like, what?
Yep.
What? Like, how does that even work?
Well, not to confuse the listener, but if you are writing, comment bait or tag bait, where it's really just a one-dimensional kind of request, like comment below if you like cheese, or tag a friend that likes cheese.
Yeah.
Like that's going to demote. Yeah, that's a no-no in the algorithm. But the right calls to action are very, very effective. So what Facebook favors is discussion-based stuff, conversations, comments from a follower, and then another follower commenting on that person's comment. That's what is really, really good for your reach, which is how many people, how many of your likers or followers will see that post. When you have a high reach post, it's reaching lots of people for specific reasons. And if you want to look back in your most successful posts, you may be able to pick apart and really analyze and see, oh, this did good because I had a really great deep question that didn't exclude anybody. It wasn't offensive. It was open-ended. There's no wrong or right answer. It's just opinion-based, but it's interesting to everybody. I know it's hard to come up with those questions, but you can kind of learn a few tips and tricks and kind of get in the groove of writing community open-ended questions that are really fun. And, sometimes I see a really well-written post and I want to look at the comments because I want to see what people said.
Yeah.
Like, what's the most embarrassing childhood memory? Like, those are great.
Or what was your first movie you cried at?
Yeah, that's interesting. I want to know. I mean, I don't cry because I'm a man, but, I want to see. We've already been over this.
The biggest thing is the algorithm is Facebook, and Facebook is going to keep the viewer, the customer, whatever you want to call it, on their social media website. So when you post a link to go elsewhere, it's almost like a hand slap as well as writing the word comment below, tag a friend. Like they do not like links that share other websites.
I call them outbound links because they lead you out of the page to another page. So don't do that. But I think I haven't researched this, so I think that it's safe to put those links in a comment.
I believe so too, from what I understand. I've seen other people do that as well. Like they don't post links in their description, but they will create a comment linking to like a merch website or other things like that.
So I got Facebook paranoia now about what I'm writing.
Yeah, same here.
I wrote a post.
For real.
I wrote a post and I'm trying to direct people to this darn questionnaire that I made for the podcast. Like no one, barely anyone has done.
You can't say comment. You can't follow this link. You can't.
So what I said was, the link, find the link below.
I don't even know if you can say that. Oh my gosh.
They're probably already on to me.
You can't even create an image that says like click below because then they're going to get you for using too much text. It's awful.
Find the box in the bottom rectangle.
Words. You got to use code words. You got to use code words now to say comment.
And emojis, how to get there.
I even saw like some people who say they replace like the O's in the word comment with emojis.
I thought about doing that. I was gonna spell comment with a K and like misspell it so that the algorithm wouldn't follow me.
I mean, I'm sure it'd work probably, but that's kind of tacky.
I guess this rule of thumb, whoever is listening and sees our stuff on social media, now you'll understand if we start spelling stuff wrong. Like we'll spell link L-I, we'll spell it L-N-K, link.
No. Let's use leet speak. Let's replace all the letters with numbers. No. Go all 2000s.
Oh Lord, I remember those days.
Me too.
It's awful.
So 2000 and late.
Oh, with a lot of this algorithm that's been happening, one thing I think Angela was telling me more about this, so I don't really know. I understand what she was saying, but if a post on a page did not do like hot at all. It's almost best for you to delete it because it'll affect your future post.
Yeah, that's something I found out recently is that I don't know like how much this affects your page, but if you post numerous things that have very low engagement compared to your other posts, apparently it will hurt your overall reputation on your page. So it might be best to go back and delete them after a certain amount of time to have it not affect your street cred. You don't want it to affect that at all.
Facebook cred. It knows. It remembers everything.
Cred.
That's so stupid, though. But I guess I can kind of understand it, but also not at the same time. So it's just kind of disheartening. A little bit. You have to go back and delete some things you might have thought long and hard, thought you were going to get a lot of interaction on, and it came up short.
So it looks like one of the workarounds is going to be using only 20% of our screen to get people to comment below, follow the page. It's like, oh my goodness, this is a lot of hoops to jump
I wonder
through.
if you put the text of all these forbidden things we're not supposed to say, if you put the text in image form on an image that you're posting, I wonder if it can scan that and knows what you're writing in the image.
Yeah, the whole reason why they don't want you to use more than 20% of an image with text is because they figure, oh, you might be trying to lead people away, or you're trying to say stuff you shouldn't be, so we're going to make this a high-risk post and not share it around as much.
This sounds like Brave New World now. Or 1984.
Something else I was wondering, too, is I wonder how Facebook takes the usage of hashtags, which I know is not so popular on Facebook, but it has become a thing on Facebook since Instagram.
Yeah,
became a thing, and they're both owned by the same company. I wonder if it won't show your post if you use too many hashtags or any.
Yeah, I found something on this. So hashtags were introduced officially into the Facebook system in 2015, and hashtags do something to your reach. And so they had a chart of the reach of posts that had a certain number of hashtags, and 2 was the best number. 2 hashtags.
Okay.
Wow.
As it went up in number, the reach went down. The average reach went down. So yeah, stick to 2 hashtags is the safest. And trending hashtags, of course, if you're posting something about something that's current, like news or pop culture, then it's probably trending, and there'll likely be more hashtags like that, which can increase your reach because it's trending. And you can also make more custom hashtags. Like, let's say I have a Facebook page for helping photographers, and I do different types of posts throughout the week. So one post might be about editing, and then another post might be tips for customer relations and making money. So I can make my own hashtags like Daniel, I don't know.
Dreams.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My hashtag Daniel Dreams hashtag is pretty much the best hashtag ever. Go check it out. Hours of entertaining dreams that I've logged on Facebook. It's a little look into my crazy brain.
We just need to have someone like Morgan Freeman read them all.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be an audiobook. I'd sell that. So if I made my own hashtag for, let's say, Daniel Tips Editing, I don't know, that's a really awful hashtag, but like a branded type hashtag that's unique to me. It's not a trending thing. Hopefully, it's not used by anybody else in the world, but just me on my page.
You have to check on that.
Yeah, you got to be real clever and do some research. But if I had that might help, because someone can click on that hashtag and see all the other posts that are just like that. They would see all the other money-making posts that I've done, or just all the other editing tips. So that's another idea you can do.
Yeah.
All right, so another thing that I found was, so you do a post and someone hits the like button, gets the thumbs up. That's cool, right? We like when people like our posts, but what's even better is when they use the other reactions, the heart, the laughter, emoticons. Yeah. So the other reactions are more valuable, because what's better than liking something? Loving something. Facebook knows.
Or laughing at it if it's appropriate.
Laughing's even better. Or crying.
Or being mad at it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Angry is usually not good.
I got fired from my job. Like,
it's funny. That's how I used to
my
be.
My animal passed away.
My puppy died. Like,
oh.
So yeah, the other reactions are more valuable, but you got to be careful. You can't just go posting in your comment heart, or hit the heart if you like rock and roll.
Yeah,
hit the
can't say
laughter
that.
if you like electronic music.
No,
Like,
Can't bait
Gunn.
people.
that's reaction bait, and that's a no-no. But yeah, I think I have Facebook algorithm paranoia. I think I have a little bit.
I
don't
think
blame
we
you.
have our
Me too.
Facebooks open and they can hear us through our microphone.
Oh gosh.
I mean, that's how they give us advertisements for random stuff now.
Daniel and I were doing
Swear.
some research a couple nights ago about Facebook and how they're supposedly give us the option if we want to be listened to. They only listen when we're on there. But Daniel and I both agree, at least on the mobile app, you can't access your Facebook unless you give them permission.
Yeah, you have no
Mhm.
choice. You
You're
have to
kinda
say,
stuck.
yes, I give you permission to access my microphone. If you say no, then you can't install the app.
Zuckerberg.
I mean, I think the only thing you can say no to is syncing contacts and calendar.
Right.
That's a little bit of privacy. Everything else, nope. All right, so let's move on to some other information about having effective posts. So for my research, I've found these types of posts are the most effective. The least effective post is just text. It's boring. It's not interesting. It's basic. Come on. Put a little effort into it. Next up, that's a little more effective is picture with text. That's what most people do, right? You want to have some kind of cool graphic, something interesting. More effective than picture with text is a video file post. So videos get more interaction because Facebook wants people to watch stuff. They want people glued onto the screen and to never set their phone down. And video is how that is accomplished. And the most effective post, according to my research right now, this is early 2019, is live video. So that's where you hit a wall where a lot of people just don't want to do live video, or they don't know what to do it about. Or they're insecure or whatever. There's numerous reasons why people don't want to do live video.
Or the whole live video, they're like, "Are you there? Hello?"
Yeah.
And then it's over.
And if you do that, I read something encouraging, because I've had that happen too, where like 2 people are watching, and I'm like, this is really good stuff, guys. Where has no one watching? People, unless you delete it, people will watch that video later because it shows up like a normal video. So don't just like hold off on your information because no one's watching. Just put it all out there. People missed it and like, oh, sorry, I didn't catch your video last night. Just say, hey, it's on the wall. Go. There's good stuff. Go watch it. Instead of just blabbering on and on, waiting for 20 people to watch until you give it to the good stuff. Try to avoid that, at least in most situations.
Interact with the people there, but interact with the people in the future.
Yeah, do question and answer. Do fun stuff to fill up the time.
Drop a comment and a tag.
Yeah, you can say that in your live video, and Facebook can't get you either.
Pretty sure you can.
Until the next algorithm comes out and catches keywords you say.
Yeah, right.
Oh my goodness.
Will block your video or something stupid.
Or beeps you out every time you say it, like you're cussing.
Yeah.
Oh, man. There have been situations where live video has been deleted and it was real controversial.
Yeah.
Got shut down because of what they were doing.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
All right, another great tip to make sure that your viewers are seeing your content is to make sure that they are not only following your page, but seeing your posts first in their feed. So you can do this by showing a screenshot with maybe some red arrows saying, hey, go to my page, click on this drop down, and click on see first under in your newsfeed. So that means instead of just them seeing your content whenever you posted it, mixed in with all their other personal mixed in with all their other friends' posts, they're going to see your content on the top of their feed when they first get on. And that's what you want. You want them to see you first. So they can do that by, again, going to the following dropdown and clicking see first.
That doesn't count as a call to action, though, does it? That will get...
So, yeah, I'm not sure. All right, next, and this is probably the biggest thing of social media, is you need to know when your audience is online and active. And that's when you want to post. So... if you are targeting soccer moms, maybe you're a LuLaRoe seller, or you sell essential oils and you want soccer moms.
Oh my god.
That's my stereotypical audience for those products.
You might, I don't think you're wrong, so.
You're targeting women that wear yoga pants and have 2 kids. 2.4, yeah.
2.4.
American average.
All right.
Then you want to find out when those moms are online. When are they chilling on their phone, relaxing, while the kid's taking a nap? Maybe 1 to 4 p.m. might be an active time, early in the morning when they're awake, getting things ready. You got to try to anticipate and find out when your audience is online. For me, my general audience is young adults and young families. So that means to me, they're up early getting ready for college or family stuff or work. So that's between 7 and 9 a.m. And they binge watch Netflix at night.
Yeah.
All of them. They all do.
All of them.
I know for sure 100% of them. Their 2.4 children are asleep in their 2.4 beds. And the 2.0, spouses are awake late at night between 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. So that's when I do most of my posts. Sometimes I do early, around 6 or 7, trying to aim for that dinner time where people are on their phone or after dinner. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a good general rule is try not to post between 9 to 5, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. when most people are at work or at school. I personally get the most interaction if I post like around 9 p.m. Eastern time. So, because that equates to like 6 p.m. Pacific. So I feel like that's good. But you can also check your analytics on your own page and figure out when your own audience interacts the most. I feel like that's the best advice.
This is not a secret. Facebook will tell you when your users are online. And the longer you're active, the more accurate your data will be. So that is really helpful. You can see, and for me, like you said, 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Central Time was when most people of my likers are online.
Yeah.
So I post a little before that so that they'll see it. And, I feel like most people are online 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. So that's what I aim for. Next tip is to schedule your posts ahead of time. You can do this on Facebook because Facebook pages will allow you to schedule a post in advance. You can do your whole week ahead of time if you want. Although Facebook's scheduling system is a little clunky and I really don't like it, I prefer to use third-party websites for this. And my favorite right now is later.com. So later.com can schedule social media posts for Facebook, Instagram, even Pinterest, and I'm sure some others that I don't even care about. But it's great. There's a free account, which is what I use, and in the free account, you get 30 posts per social media platform. So I get 30 per month Facebook, 30 for Instagram, and 30 for Pinterest, which I barely use. And that's decent. That's one a day, which is actually really good. That's another tip is you want to post regularly. If you just post once a week, Facebook's not going to see you as a serious poster. They're not going to spread your stuff around. They're not going to give you too much reach. But if you're regular,
how rude.
It's better.
Yeah. But don't do too much. That's also a no-no.
Don't go crazy.
Maybe like the most every 8 hours or so. You don't want to do too many in one day because that will lessen your reach.
Yeah, you'll annoy your customers. I've lost a few likes. I've noticed. Like I've even lost followers. And I honestly think it's probably because people just got kind of tired of seeing my stuff. It's, I understand. If they're just really not into hiring me, but they don't want to unlike my page, maybe they want to keep a like to support me, but they don't want to see my advertising because they're just literally not going to hire me in the next 5 years. And I understand that. It's fine. I'm not for everybody. And, if you get tired of my posts, hey, you can just unfollow me. So that's happened. And you don't want that to happen more than it needs to happen.
Right.
So be careful and don't overpost and don't post the same stuff. Don't always be begging for clients. Don't always be like, I'm free next weekend for a photo shoot. Please, someone hire me. Don't do that. Don't be begging. It's annoying.
No.
It's sad. So I use later.com. On a good week, I'll sit down Sunday morning before church and I will schedule my entire week for Instagram and my entire week for Facebook. That's I do one post a day and I alternate between morning and nights and I try to have my images different, either, trading spaces, or I'll do like photo A from a photo shoot on Instagram and then photo B from that same photo shoot on Facebook. So kind of the same content, but different angle, different model, different, whatever, different photo. But there's some kind of connectivity. And other times they're just totally random. Like Instagram at night will be a wedding picture and Facebook at night will be a cosplay, whatever. I try to mix it up so I'm not, just that Star Wars photographer.
Right.
I do everything. I got to keep it even. So scheduling your posts is probably the best thing that I can advise you do. Set a time aside, just 30 minutes every week to plan out your entire week. Make sure there's dynamic posts. Make sure you're putting thought into your hashtags and thought into your questions and calls to action, things like that, because it will pay off. Another really good tip is that you can invite your friends, your personal Facebook friends, to like your page if they have liked one of your posts. To do this, go to your Facebook page and find a post of yours, maybe a picture or whatever, that has a bunch of likes, and click on the likes where it says, John, Amy, Sarah, and 53 others liked your post. Click on that and it'll show you all the people who liked it. And usually to the right of those names will be an invite button. Now, if it's gray, that means they've already liked it. So you're good. But if it's blue, hey, you can invite them and they'll get a notification. It says, would you like to like Daniel Grove Photography Facebook page? And they can like it or not. And I just learned last week, there's an improvement to this feature. You can actually send that request to like your page through Facebook Messenger. And that is not only better for Facebook algorithm, like messages are probably the best way to reach people, but it's more personal and it's more direct. So now instead of getting another notification in your little drop down of all the things that you get notifications for, now you got a personal message, which happens much more rarely than a notification. And it says, Daniel Grove is inviting you to like Daniel Grove Photography. So I did this last week. I checked the box. It says send invites in Messenger. And I sent invites to maybe 20 people or maybe, it's like 30 or 40 people. And like right then I got 4 replies, like actual messages from these people saying, yeah, sure. Or, this is so cool. That's good. You want that. You want personal responses because that means they actually care. And maybe they even went and liked it or subscribed on a podcast app, whatever.
Cool.
So that was a good success.
Cool.
Question though, when you send out the invites like that, like in your messenger, does it automatically create like a new chat for each and every invite, or does it only do it if they reply back? Because I'm just wondering, will it clog up your messenger inbox?
It makes an actual message, yeah.
Okay.
It did clog up my message a little bit. I had like 20 messages that
Okay,
are
that I just
empty.
wanted to know in case I ever try that, and I want to be prepared
Yeah,
for all
heads
my
up.
my stuff getting pushed down.
Yeah, that's annoying. And you can probably delete the messages too and just wait for them to respond.
Yeah.
If you have a few minutes of spare time, just do
Mm-hmm.
that. But you're
Okay.
right. It does make new chats in your messenger list.
Gotcha.
And my last tip is to use your friends. Use them.
That sounds so nice.
Yeah. Your best advocates for your business are fans and customers that genuinely like and appreciate or want to support you. So I have a number of people that have, followed my work for years, ever since high school.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are the very first people I ever photographed, and they still like to see my posts. And every now and then I hear back from them like, "Hey, it's so cool to see what you're doing. You're growing, blah, blah, blah. And I remember the old days, So that's cool. But I will respond back and I'm like, "Hey, can you do me a quick favor? Could you share this post?"
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'll get even more specific. And if I have like maybe a friend that's a mom and I know she's an active user of a Facebook group for moms, say like there's one in New Braunfels called Moms of New Braunfels. It's a huge Facebook group. And let's say I just did a post about a military dad in his drill sergeant uniform with his little girl in a dress, and they're having tea. Like that's an actual photo shoot I did. A little drill sergeant with a little girl, and they're having a tea party out in the field.
Cute.
Super cute. It hurts your eyes because it's so cute, and there's a sunset behind them. It was just like perfect. So I wrote one of my close friends that I knew wanted to help me out and really loved my work. I said, "Hey, I did this post. Would you mind taking a minute just to share that post to the Moms of New Braunfels Facebook group?" And she did, and I got some good reactions off of that because I can't reach that group. I'm not a mom. I'm not a woman.
Not?
I can't be in the group. No, I'm not.
Oh.
Contrary to popular opinion, I'm not a female mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. And so utilize your friends and fans to reach audiences that you can't. Whether it's just their friends, sharing a normal post will reach their friends, hopefully, although I haven't found that to be very effective, or asking them to share a post directly into a very specialized Facebook group that can get you some good responses and reach a new audience that you could never have found before.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. One other thing that I can think of is know what your target audience is and try to stay consistent with your postings. Like if you have an art page, yeah, sure. You can post all kinds of drawings, videos of you drawing, maybe share other people's artwork, etc. But I would not recommend mixing in your personal life so much. Like maybe you can if you also show yourself as a personality out there. Like if you have a YouTube channel and sort of also focuses in on you. But most people are not going to care about like seeing your food at dinner or just
or
a random selfie
views
of you usually. Or your political views, etc. Yeah. So I would keep all that separate. If you want to have posts like that, make a personal account and have it public if you so wish. But yeah, I would recommend just trying to keep everything centralized and you target your audience and just try to stick to it. Vary it up a little bit within like the same theme, but don't branch out too far and confuse people. A lot of people like to see consistency, and if you go too far outside of like your normal boundaries, it might push some people away.
Totally. That's a great tip. I've seen that myself. I've gone to Instagram pages that belong to an artist or maybe a graphics artist that just has a phenomenal post up top. But as I scroll down to see more, it transitions into personal stuff. I'm like, oh, wait a second. I guess this guy isn't really serious about this. It's like he did it for a little bit or now he's doing it, but this page is just whatever. Like I just don't take, and this isn't to be rude, but I don't take them very seriously when I see that. So you want people to take your brand seriously. And to do that, you got to keep the main thing with your posts and, be clear and concise with what you're posting and why, who you're trying to reach and what you want them to do with that.
Yeah.
So,
if anything, maybe try to keep some cool side stuff maybe in your stories, your Insta stories, Facebook stories, etc., because it's more for that sort of thing, I believe. More fun stuff, not the super like promotional sort of posts, just like the fun stuff you can keep there.
Yeah.
But try not to go too crazy with that either.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's a tip that I didn't share earlier about Instagram is there's a lot of fan pages that have to do with, a certain subject.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of cosplay Instagram accounts that just share pictures of African American cosplayers, right? Like that's their thing. And that's fine. Or curvy women cosplayers or you name it, Dragon Ball Z cosplay page. Like it's various cosplayers and they, with permission usually, they'll share pictures from other accounts to their account.
Yeah.
So find those accounts that are having to do with whatever it is you're posting. So let's say you've got a fitness page. Find a popular brand of, maybe the fitness gear that you're wearing, tag them in the post. Tag fan pages in the post of whatever you're posting about. Things like that, because that'll get their attention. Let's say, oh, I recently photographed an Aquaman cosplayer at a convention, and he's black, he's African American, and he looks amazing. Total stud, great cosplay. It's awesome. And that image has been shared on Instagram about 12 times now in about a week or two.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's all these different accounts that, kind of focus on that type of cosplay. And I love that. So I'm getting attention because I've done a specialized photo, and I'm targeting specialized accounts that do that thing. Also tagging, like I said earlier, tagging local businesses is really great. If you're near a business, let's say you're eating ice cream somewhere, tag that business or tag, the city. If your city has an account and you're doing something like downtown New Braunfels, tag New Braunfels. I don't know if there's an official account for New Braunfels, probably. That kind of stuff will grab people's attention that have a great amount of reach, and they may have a way bigger audience than you, and you want that. You want to tap into their audience because they may share or they may call you out in a good way, and that's great. All right, well, that sums up this episode. I hope you guys have learned something about the social media platform, how to take advantage of them, how to get the most out of them that you possibly can to promote your businesses or your hobbies or your craft. If you have any questions or if you have any tips, we don't know everything. Surprise, surprise. I'm sure you guys out there know some really great stuff that we didn't even mention in this episode. So find these posts on the social media, either on Instagram or Facebook, and comment. I'm going against the rules. Comment below.
Like. And subscribe.
Like. There you go. Boom, boom,
You just
boom.
lost 40% of your followers.
Oh, yeah. And let us know what your tips are. If you've experienced any weird things like I just mentioned in the beginning of this episode, let us know your tales and woes of Facebook and Instagram. As, we'd like to hear them. All right, well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. If you like this show, be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast app. You can also find our previous episodes there and listen whenever you want. We love to hear from our listeners, so if you have any comments or suggestions for future episodes, you can reach us at tvvpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and have a great week. How about you, Nate?
Almost fell out of my chair. That was scary.
That's new.
What were you doing?
No, because my chair leans all the way back, and I went to sit up, and it was like, uh-oh, here we go. That would have been awful.
Physics was like, nope.
I'm sorry. I'm paying attention. It's just life was like, nah, we ain't interested.
Nate is fighting against gravity currently.
Yeah. You almost lost. Almost.
I should have just let it happen. That's all you would have heard, a big thud. Add the cat sound effect.
Yeah.
That would have been.
Nate doesn't even have a cat. Let me ask that again.